Hi, welcome to Talos. It's getting cold in here, which can mean one thing. Winter's on its way, which means winter builds. Now, we were thinking, what would these be like on the road? Well, let's find out. So, why have we decided to try and put this Lamborghini Super Trofeo and Ferrari 488 on the road? Well, I'll explain to you. If you go on our website, you'll see a part of it called Talos Engineering. And in the last couple of years, we've been designing and building some very, very exciting supercar-based, race car-inspired vehicles, which are about ready to be released round about Christmas. But in the meantime, we thought because we're sort of bringing the road and the race thing together, why not see what these are like on the road? Now, a friend of mine, Paul Simerson, he's already got a 488 on the road. I raced with him in the Ferrari Challenge, but it's not an Evo. So what's the plan? Well, first of all, we need to get these ready for SVA testing. Then we can take them and road register them, fingers crossed. We're going to work on getting these ready. All the little bits and bats that we need in order to make them ready to be road registered. The little things like handling, suspension, what we'll do, we'll get them on the road first, then we'll take them out, and then we'll sort of decide where we need to go to refine the cars a little bit more. They might be fine, they might be horrible. We will find out. Right, so the 488 Challenge. We'll start at the front and we'll go round and we'll see what we're gonna have to do. Obviously it'll need a number plate, but we'll probably just stick that on. Lights. Now they need to have a high beam that shows inside. We've got a flash on the steering wheel, and I'm pretty certain we can make that into instead of a flash for when you're trying to overtake, something that will stay on permanently. So I'm not too worried about that. It's got a windscreen washer, which is handy. I used that when I was racing. Tires, shouldn't be an issue. I know a couple, Pirelli do some for these, for the road. So I will be getting some of those. Side lights. If you think these need side lights, or you know about these things, let us know. Because some people have said you need them, some people have said you don't. As always, who knows? Someone out there will. So please get in touch. One thing I didn't mention, needs a handbrake. Now, we've sourced some hydraulic handbrakes for them. That's probably the most complicated thing we're doing here because we need to attach them to the rear brake disc, obviously. But yeah, we'll show you that when we get around to it. Fuel filler caps on this one. It'll be the same on that one, to be honest. We need to get lockable ones. Not a massive issue. Only issue is when you want to refuel it, and a refueling at a petrol station might be a bit of a pain, so we might have to look into that. But like I said, we're going to get the vehicles on the road first, so do what the bare minimum we need to get them on the road, and then we'll sort of refine them and see what we need to do. Coming further back, a number plate light would reduce a number plate. Unfortunately, there isn't a number plate, not an issue. The only issue I can see here is where the number plate light's gonna sit. But there are worse things in life to worry about. Exhaust tips, as I said, you can get add-ons, and we've used them before when we've been testing, and there's been a noise limit. We might end up putting mufflers on the back just so we don't have to mess around, and it is completely legal. We will decide that later on. So, the Lamborghini, is it gonna be easier or more difficult? Fog light at the back, well, it's actually a rain light, which we can configure to a fog light, that's not an issue. The exhaust has got baffles on anyway, so we might be able to just add a little bit more baffling, as it were. I don't think that's gonna be a massive problem. Although this is a louder car than the 488. The 488's not actually that loud. Although people, when it comes to SVA testing and things like that, it's all about ticking boxes, isn't it? So, number plate, where would you put a number plate on the back of here? I suppose you could, oh, like that. That's where the number plate's going. So we can get a light in there. Yeah, that works. So, side lights, once again, let us know. Tyres, what size are these? What size are these, Adrian?
18 something.
These are 18, the Speedline Corsas. Well, end of the day, we'll find some tyres. If not, we'll have some wheels made, because obviously here at TalosVehicles, we have our own wheels made anyway, so we'll get our supplier to attack that. In fact, they've made some of our motorsport wheels anyway, so yeah, not a problem. Right, let's get on to the lack of windscreen washer. People do kits. There's a few kits out there. That's not an issue. We can get that wired in. And everything else, as I mentioned, this runs on a Motec ECU, which makes it 10 times simpler than this. Lee Penn from Lap Engineering. Everything I've mentioned, he came and had a look at it when I was up here looking at the Volvo. Everything I mentioned that we needed to do, he wasn't worried about. He said it could be programmed quite easily. So that is it. Whether or not it'll be as easy as I've made out, we'll find. Nothing is ever as straightforward as it seems on paper. But we'll give it a go. And more importantly, we'll keep you informed.